Oh, hey, Loki. Welcome. If you notice, I have started the claws. A little late, had to run further to work. Cool, cool. Running is good. Driving sometimes is more convenient. Yeah. But running is always good. I'm using Procreate here. I got one layer. What is it? I'm cleaning this up with. I probably shouldn't do that. I probably should. I got one layer which is supposed to be typography, and then another layer. Yeah, see that? That's not organized. Let me just go ahead and clean this part off because I want one layer to be typography. Looks good, thanks. One layer. Okay, there's your typography, and there's your hand with the gold bar. But let's see, what I would think would be best practiced would be just the gold bar by itself on one layer. But then I think I'm also going to do, a layer that is just color. So yeah, maybe I should refine this layer, figure out how I want this to look. How is the back? It's doing a little better, thanks. Weird thing about, the weird thing I've realized about muscles is like they're tricky, and it's almost like you have to watch everything you do. You got to be careful with everything you do in both like instant motions and gradual motions. Instant motions and gradual motions. I'm going to write that down here. That's the wisdom from Goldzilla. Instant motions. Let's see, that is visible. Instant motions. All right. And then gradual motions. Like, what on earth does that mean? The thing about that is like, okay, you could be like sitting down for several hours a week in front of a machine, and you're gradually straining your back or straining your arms or your neck or something, versus instantly, you instantly, got up and moved the wrong way. You instantly bumped in and collided with something like that, Okay, if it does start hurting again, you can Try a heating. Yeah, I've been. That's another recommendation. A heating pad I was given. Mom has a broken tailbone, and she said it helps a lot. Heating pad. Okay, I think I will. Uh, I'll continue to look into heating pads. I've heard ice or heat, whichever. And I think that it's so weird that like it feels like people get injured off of the most strangest things. I had a friend that one time he kind of started a new job, and a lot of the gestures or the cycle was new for him, and he was sitting a lot, like a lot more than he had previously been. And he said, you know, I saw him, went to his house, and he was walking in a cane. He had a cane he was walking in, and he's like, hey, if you're wondering uh, how this happened, um, what caused me to injure myself was I got up from my desk. I was like, he's like, believe it or not, he just got up. He got up too fast, and 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 like I don't know, misplaced something. Some muscle got whatever stressed too hard. And it's just like because a lot of times people get into those, you put any kind of stress on it, it doesn't have that flexibility or elasticity, is a term I've come across recently. It doesn't have that elasticity to be like, oh, okay, we're gonna like lift up a box or something really quickly, and then we're good. But because if you don't have the elasticity, if you don't stretch or walk or exercise, you get all rusty, and then finally it's like, oh man, this is like wow, muscles can be funny like that. Yeah. And I'm thinking, what did I do? I probably won't ever figure it out. I don't figure out what on earth I did to cause whatever I caused. What is going on here? Here's the gold. Here's the gold bar. I'm trying to go for some sort of a beveled thing here. And these kinds of things are so much easier for me to do in 3D modeling. I'm like, okay, I'll just bevel this edge, you know, uh, or chamfer or whatever it is. 3D modeling, you can just do X, Y, Z, it's done. But illustrating it for some reason, uh, it looks like a bar of soap. Let's see if I do the hand. That's not. That's sort of my first instinct, which I know is not a thing I want to use. I think it really should go down here. But what was my point earlier? Instant motions versus gradual motions. Okay, we've got him gripping the bar of gold. He's got his brand name on it. That's cool. We could put scratches on it. Not sure if I have tried. Not sure I have not tried to draw rounded edges yet. Yeah, rounded edges. It's funny. It's funny to do this on a tablet because sometimes I wouldn't say it's the slippery effect, but like sometimes you're like if you're starting out or you kind of rusty, you're like, okay, let me draw a square, and you're like, it's because of that the slickness of it. So you have to, for me, I have to make sure, okay, am I holding the thing right? Am I zoomed in? All that stuff. Um, and I'm used to drawing, so I'm not used to drawing things that I don't know um, without, I don't know how to describe it, with without the freedom to make it good or terrible. If that makes any sense. Probably doesn't. All right. Also, the angle that I'm drawing this from is pretty funny because I get the camera right in front of my face, and it's not as easy to look at it in general. Let's see. But this is the kind of thing that you might want to get a hand reference for. Like if you had a hand reference, you have a regular hand, it's like, well, most of this goes down that way, and then it kind of takes a reference. You have a regular hand, it's like, well, most of this goes down that way, and then it kind of takes a right or a left. But since it's fictitious, there's really no reference. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I see where I'm going with this. So this edge will go right up against his hand, and that'll be, it's pressing the hand in, press it into the hand. Yeah, so there's that slick effect. And hopefully I can get a better camera setup next time. A lot of chitter chatter going on outside. Yeah, that'll work for now. Zilla. All right. All right. I think I can. And you know what? It almost looks like you fourth, like a fourth finger would fit right here. Um, or take the whole bar and slide it down just a little bit. If it were 3D, is probably one of the things I would do to improve it. Let's see what's going on here. Looks like Lumi is missing the stream today. Let's see. That's the eraser. And then, do an overlap. I mean, I guess the best way would have been to do this as its own layer. All right, let's add some color. Wow. Okay, so that's the Procreate pencil. The Procreate pencil I think it's got a limit on that max size. So if I use a soft pencil, okay, there we go. And then it'll give you that determination of how much it's going to cover. Yeah, that's pretty hefty. Like, covers all that space right there. Like, I'm not gonna do that. So I've got to find something else here. Let's see. I wanted to ask, are you familiar with Bootstrap CSS framework? Yes, Bootstrap. I think Bootstrap was probably my primary primary CSS framework. And what's the other one? Zurb Foundation. That's the second primary. So Bootstrap and Zurb. Yes. Do you have any? What's have you looked at it? Have you downloaded it? Have you kind of played around with it? Bootstrap CSS. That's a weird thing. These brushes are super. Just started playing with Bootstrap. Yeah, I would say, I don't want to say easy because that's all subjective to or relative. Um, but to me, it's very well organized. It's organized pretty well to be able to modify what you want to modify. But my only thought was like it's too simple, like as far as the templates go. But I guess that's why it's a template, because it's super simple, super kind of just download it, start working, start using it. Gets you off the ground really quickly. And what's one thing to note is that you don't actually need to know. You don't need to know JavaScript to use. Like if you wanted to build a website, a really fundamental, like a rudimentary kind of ready to go website, static website, you do not need to know JavaScript in order to get the website, get that Bootstrap website running, unless you want to use I guess some of the JavaScript, some of the features like the drop down menus. Then at that point, I think that's when it gets a little more complex, because it's like, how much JavaScript do you actually want to learn? Because there's so many different levels. There's like advanced stuff, and then there's like basic, like hello world type of JavaScript. Stirring my coffee here, but if you want to get a static website, then you may not really have to get too involved with JavaScript at all with the Bootstrap framework. So I think that's a benefit there. These colors are not mixing. I should have studied this. Oh well. He's a vibrant. It's more vibrant. Dinosaur, lizard, monster, whatever. Now don't worry, this is all on its own layer. Like that one and that one. There we go. Started looking into Bootstrap because I wanted the drop down menus. Yeah, okay, so I think the drop down menus, I think there are certain CSS drop down menus, but I think with drop downs in JavaScript, I'm trying to think of the most simplistic JavaScript drop down in there. In fact, let me go ahead and, where's my device? Yeah, we could redirect this this to a quick CSS tutorial. And I can show you what I know about CSS and drop downs. Let's see. CSS Bootstrap down. Wait. Okay, so how do you add a dropdown? Were you looking to try to get the dropdown to work in Bootstrap? I guess where you, one way I would approach it is, are you trying to get the dropdown to work with JavaScript, or are you trying to get the dropdown to work without JavaScript? So like this example from W3C, see if I can clean that up, make that easier. You know what? I'll use the other one. W3C. Here we go. So have you seen a sample like this where the drop down? Okay, you got your regular text. Let's see if that's legible. You get your regular text. You got a button, and then it just says, okay, it pops out those things that you did. You drop down, you hit it again, and it collapses. And then up here, you got your regular HTML stuff. It's probably blurring, I don't know. And then you have your CSS class. So you saw this one. Okay. Did this make sense? I guess that's the first thing I wonder. Did this sample make sense as to how it makes this work? Was that did or was that something you needed to kind of test out more? So the button, the span caret, the UI class, unordered list item, and then close unordered list. So we have this made sense. Okay, cool. Yeah, that was let's see. Yeah, that's Bootstrap. Max CDN Bootstrap's the minified file. So you got the minified file from that CDN from the content delivery network, right? You got the script, the Ajax able. This damn Ajax thing. It's a jQuery. It's a minified jQuery file. I don't know if you need that in order for this to function. I guess you could take it out and test it out, like remove it and test it out. Then you have another Max content delivery network, Bootstrap CDN, Bootstrap minified, and that's a JS file. So that's the JavaScript file that's controlling. So yeah, you're not actually modifying any JavaScript here. All you're doing is calling the JavaScript using that one line right there, that last one, script source, CDN delivery network, Bootstrap CDN, and asking for the minified file from that location. Because let's see what happens if we take out that Google APIs, that Ajax Google APIs one. I wonder if it'll still run. I bet it will run. I bet if you take this thing out, so that all you have is the CSS, the minified CSS, and you have the minified Bootstrap JavaScript, then you take out the Google APIs JavaScript and run it. Let's see. And let me change some stuff here. Write the word test, run it, drop down, and I broke it. Nice. So looks like you do need the Google APIs thing. Try it again, and now it's working. Modify it, test, run it. Yep. So it does need that second script, that second JavaScript script right there. Using the latest, using the bootstrap to make it animate the drop down. Oh, the animated drop down. Bootstrap. Oh, I think I know what you're. I think I know what you're referring to. The I've seen those. That's not the animated one. I know what you're referring to. Those are fun. Um, fly out menu, and that's some custom built thing. Triggered for button elements. Yeah, and I remember building some of those recently. Drop down here. Nope. Drop down. That is also Bootstrap. Animated drop down. I got it working just to try to make it better. Okay. Drop down button. Yeah, so I think that if like modifying any of this stuff, and I can't find where those examples are. How to create a drop down using Bitmage. I thought that was, oh, you know what it is. Oh, Shinju's here in time. You know what I think it was called like theme roller, jQuery theme roller or something like that. It was supposed to be like a pun on steamroller or whatever. Um, and if you haven't seen that already, can't sadly show it because the CSS fog. Oh gosh, jQuery theme roller drop down animate. I think that's what it is. It's been a good while since I've used it. Animate WordPress, Shopify, jQuery. There it is. There it is. jQuery UI. That's what it is. Easings. So this jQuery UI stuff gives you like easing functions at the speed at which you can animate it. The directions, you can do something called a linear animation. You do a swing. I have no idea how that looks. But let's see, themes, development, API docs, demos. We go to demos. Draggable, droppable, resizable, selectable, sortable. Okay, accordion. That's what it is. It's accordion. Is this what you're referring to? That one, that accordion? Section 1, section 2, all that stuff. I've done these before. These were interesting. There's some JavaScript. There's one JavaScript thing, and that's so simple. All you need is that little ID, the little JavaScript ID. jQuery, interesting. Yeah. Have you seen jQuery before? That's really what runs the good ones. That's what runs. Like there's so many systems out there, so many like big systems, websites out there that use jQuery, and that use all this stuff inside here that you can modify it. So you've got all the crazy stuff here that's calling the CDN, calling the internal CSS. I have not used it. Yeah, check out jQuery. That was very popular for a good long time, and I think people are still using it. I mean, it's kind of like if it's software that was an old system, they'll probably still be around. I think about 10 years ago or something. So here's one JavaScript thing, and all it does is says run a function on the accordion ID, and here's the accordion ID right here. Let me zoom in if I can zoom in. Yeah, it says JavaScript, run your function on the pound is the ID. Pound means ID. So look for the accordion ID, and then run or affix the accordion class, which is that little dot right there. And then it's like, all right, the computer's running. It's like, and then it's like, wait, where's the accordion ID? Bam, right here. Here's the accordion ID, right? It says ID. So that's found it. And then it's like, okay, I found accordion. And now it's applying a function. It is applying the class of accordion, that class to that idea. I think that's what it's doing. and you're probably like, well, where's the class located? That's going to be all inside one of these. It's going to be either in that one, 371, or it's going to be in this UI 13, blah, blah, blah. Or it's going to be one of these four. I don't know. But yeah, this is all just pure HTML right here. And it closes out the HTML. But let's see, section 3, section 4. So it's just saying like it's running that against that, and then how these are responding because of that whatever's in the code in one of these things. Anyway, I'd have to go review a lot of this stuff. But yeah, jQuery user interface, or just jQuery UI in general, you can make something resizable. Let me see. Resizable? I can't even get that word. Sortable? I don't know what that's doing. Droppable? You can drop stuff, maybe. Maybe with this is a mouse-based thing. I don't know. Selectable. Select it. Okay, cool. So yeah, these are, and then here's the source code for it. And then they've got a date picker app. You hit the date field, and then the date box just pops up automatically, and you can select whatever your date, and then that date shows up right there. Buttons, regular, and this is probably going to be inside of what's that thing? Bootstrap. You hit one, and it has to be programmed, but it's a button that's ready to go. And slider, that's a fun one too. Drag a handle to select it. And it's kind of hard to do on mobile. Spinner. I don't know what this does. Yeah, it's all these little widgets and stuff. That tooltips are pretty common. Wow, that was a hyperlink. Tooltips, you just roll over it, I think. Yeah, with a mouse, and then it rolls over and it says what's in there. So you program what should be in there. Right, the word test. Oh, that has to be an age. Anyway, so many effects on here. There's so many different things on jQuery. But that is jQuery. Let's see. And that is Goldzilla. Okay, I was giving him some shadows. Mouse maybe, yeah. I wonder if I want to give him. See, I'm just kind of hiding that, and I sort of like that effect. That it's the opacity's down. So the opacity, if you haven't seen, it took me a while the other day to find the opacity. It's just that little tiny N. And then you've got all these effects: darken, multiply. You got multiply, you got darken, you got color burn, linear burn, darker color, normal lighten, screen, color dodge, add, lighter color, overlay, soft light, hard light, vivid light, linear light, pin light, hard mix, different, exclusion, subtract, divide, hue, saturation, color, and luminosity. Now let's go back to multiply. Definitely do more reading on it later on tonight. Thanks for answering the web question. Sure. I'm thinking of doing another. I definitely am going to do a CSS tutorial for external CSS, but I want to make a distinction on, this is external, and so people are able to see that. Yeah, are you working external or are you working internal? And it's I think it's important for people to know, because sometimes here's the thing about internal, and you can use internal and external at the same time. But sometimes if you're using an external like a CDN, and you have a new script, like if you tell externally, you tell it to make your titles red, and then you write a new script internally, and that new script is located after the external script, then the browser is going to read the most recent script. So it's going to read the one that you wrote after it. And then if you write on the one after it, you tell it to make the title blue, then it's going to make the title blue. So even if you modify your external script as many times as you want, it's still going to read the most recent script. And so you got to balance those. I started internal, and now I am doing external. Yeah, it's fun to manage it from external because you're not scrolling up and down and all that stuff. All right, let me get some gold in here. Gold. That's probably more on the gold. Let's see. Strangest thing. It's visible. And you can move these up just like you can in Photoshop. It does this. And maybe it's the brush. I think maybe it's the brush. Yeah, I don't know why it does this. Can't be the brush, or can't be the pencil. Troubleshooting. No. Yeah, the pencil's not responding. That's frustrating. Let's see. Maybe the pencil battery's low. Apple Pencil, 80%. Cool. Oh, there we go. So that Baskerville brush is very strange. It's cool, but it's not really what the pencil. And then I forgot to reconnect it. So I'm going to do sort of an edge thing here. That's weird. Like, comes out different. So if I do it all around, like a block of cheese or something, because I should have totally made this on a new layer. Here's the thing I'm struggling with on Procreate is I have not figured out how to quickly select and deselect anything. Like I did it once or twice and I can't remember how I did it, and I just ended up erasing it. Whereas on Photoshop, I would just like hit one button, select, deselect, reselect, copy, paste, and I did it within like milliseconds. It was so easy. But with Procreate, it seems like it wants you to select things in a different way. And then the fill bucket way down here, I guess you hit that. No, that's not it. And then you hit that, and you hit that, and you hit the undo out here. So that's not even in the shot. Okay, maybe it is. So then I think, well, how do I like fill the area with the fill bucket? That's a mystery. All I can think to do is There we go. It's just color inside of it. That's about it. I guess it looks kind of watercolor-ish at this point. Yeah, because if I take off the hands, then I have that, and it really should be that. Okay, so if I want to focus on like glare, specularity, light on this thing, light on this thing. I wonder what approach I should use. Take a white here, just move this thing over. I do like how prominent this color wheel is. It's crazy. So if we do like a white shine right here. Oh, in blur, I can't figure out where the dang blur is. I know it's somewhere around here. So I could do like a white shine, maybe this direction, in that direction. Put the hands back on. Maybe you want something on the edge. And then fill in the fingernails. I don't know what color dinosaur fingernails are supposed to be. Light green. And if I go back to, and then eye drop is pretty tough to find here too. I don't see it. Nope. This is more of your file management area. That's a selection, but I don't. I mean, yeah, it's cool that I can do that. I could, modify that, but I don't know. I don't see the eye drop. Okay, well, I'll continue building this thing just with the green. With the color wheel, see, that would make sense, but where? Let's see. I can move the color wheel. Is it that? No. Is it that? Complementary? No. That's cool. HSB colors, RGB, and your hexadecimal color. That's helpful. And then ascending, and then cards. But no eye drop in sight. Are strange. I mean, maybe you. I think I saw a tutorial that said that you have to go onto it and you have to just like move it with your finger and like what the heck? I couldn't. I don't know. I was thinking about it about Macs and Androids, the difference in like what's more convenient in each. About Macs and Androids, the difference in like what's more convenient in each. And with Android, what annoys me, and then with Mac, what annoys me. With Android, what annoyed me was its kind of level of responsiveness, maybe just the processing speed or whatever. And sometimes it gets slow, and it may do something, like it may close something and reopen something, which I'm doing, but not intuitively, right? I'm doing by accident, but it does it so easily sometimes. Whereas with iOS, it kind of expects you to know exactly what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you're kind of just sitting there lost. Like what? And it's like iOS, you have to really memorize it and use it a million times. But then the advantage of Android is it's very logical on navigation. You know, you want to close something or you want to return somewhere to where you previously were, you just hit, the arrows, or what, not the arrows, the little breadcrumbs, and then you're back to where you were. Whereas Mac, you have to like swipe and swipe and swipe, and like you got to know the right method of swiping till you get finally to where you can see what you want to see. Um, is in the square between the throttles on the right side of my screen. How did I miss that? Thank you. That was okay. So I want to select that color, and I'm going to hit that. This. Let's see. There we go. Found it. Nice. So it's magnified over that. That's what I want right there. Okay, cool. I think my opacity. No, my opacity is good. I can close that. Wait. What do? There we go. Had to ask my sister who uses it to find it. Yeah. Thank you. I'll let your sister know. Thank you. We appreciate her knowledge on that. I know I saw it earlier, and I was like, but it's like I wish it would have like an instruction or something that says eyedropper, or or a symbol like the eyedrop symbol, which is very common. Like in Photoshop, it's the little eyedrop symbol that looks like a thing. Whereas here, you're like a square. Everything's a square, you know. Um, okay, and this green is too light. That's still. Let's see. That's what I want right there. That one. No, that's not it. Wow, that can't be it either. Oh, that was it. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna blend these in here. I wonder if Shinju ever made it back from where she was. Okay, gotta push these. Yeah, and usually I would use like a smudge tool right here. Once I get the color that I wanted. I guess there's different ways to get that done. All right, fill in the rest. Okay. All right, it's looking a little bit better, and that tells me, what did I do here? Why is that area right there? I must have missed something, because when I turn it black, oh, I think that's it. There's that, which I don't even think I want. I'm gonna go ahead and merge these. Lock and duplicate and delete. No. Okay. And how would I merge? I think it's over here. No, I have no idea. I think I saw it on Ibis Paints how to merge. But as far as this, No clue. Then in that case, my solution, because I wanted to do was no clue. Then in that case, my solution, because I wanted to do was I wanted to change the background color completely black. And then as you see, part of this is transparency that you're looking through, and part of this is like two different layers that you're seeing it kind of go through. So yeah, if I hit it black, then you can see sort of the transparency, sort of those parts that are not 100% filled. And then yeah, so there's, I think that if I needed to come back and fill this thing, probably just do that with here, but then I lose that sort of depth to it. Let's see. The option merge. The the merge layers, tap the layer and click the option merge. Tap the, oh, there we go. How obvious or unobvious I should have seen. Okay, it's cool. I got rename selection. Let's merge down. Interesting. And I still got those lines. Oh, there we go. Okay. So that is the solid. Let's go ahead and duplicate. I know where that is. Duplicate. Okay. So that's kind of how it would look if we had, I guess it's almost like it's more saturated, but maybe I can lighten it up, or I can keep it like that. Because I do like that sort of, I don't want to say rough feel to it. It's sort of like a watercolor style rather than keeping it clean. If I wanted it all clean, I would take this into like Adobe Illustrator or something. Um, glad my sister knows Procreate. Yeah. Uh, has she seen any of the live streams? Welcome to join if she likes. Probably watch my effort and be like, gosh, Chris doesn't know anything. Plants doesn't know how to draw. Um, so this is a cool part because I'm trying to decide, do I want to merge that and give it that rough look, or do I want to kind of leave it like this where I can now kind of think maybe I want to change some things, reduce that basic one, and then decide, because this is all the rough sketch part, but do I want to refine it and give it, let's see, where is it? Like if I take off the sketch and then I come back here and I'm like, oh, that's Zilla. It's that. Don't need that. Okay. There we go. So just trace the hair. She has seen a little bit of your stream as she walks by now and then. Cool. I think this nail is a little too small for that compared to that. And I think I didn't really put a lot of thought into which direction the thumb should be, on this thing. I could have thought through that better. No, with the eraser. Kind of makes it look like the nails are smaller than originally. I think that what kind of goofs this up a little bit is the fact that, yeah, he's a lizard, and we're used to seeing 1, 2, 3, and then 4. But this is kind of showing that whole like the natural imbalance of like an anthropomorphic with 4 instead of 5, and so what it should have been is something right here, and so that would kind of balance it out. I think that's why. I mean, yeah, and then the bar could go down a little bit more. Um, but I think if I wanted to really balance this, I'd probably have 4 here. But then if I had 4 fingers here, the fifth, then it would look more human, and it would look less Zilla. Like, uh, I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know. Maybe I should just chop the bar off. Lots of different options. But yeah, the nails do look a little smaller. Okay, let me add in one more thing here. Okay, let me add in one more thing here. Wrap it up. No. Use that. Here we go. There's a chamfer. There you go. And then if I add sort of a background, with a larger pencil. I'm hesitant to get it too close onto that thing. Oh, part of this I was achieving one effect that I wanted, but then I stopped getting that effect where I wanted it to give it sort of some depth to a shadow, like maybe more depth around here, lighter tone around here. But I could still do that. It's just like, what's the process Sometimes the process is like, if you take the right process, it comes out okay. If you take a less planned out process, it comes out sloppier sometimes. That's just the probability of it. So I'm like, okay, let me make another one. Add some green, darkened green or something like that. Yeah, that needs a lot of work. So that's the original kind of sketch up there, just to get the size and proportions and everything. That's that's just a duplicate, which is helpful. Like if I want to kind of give it more saturation, it's nothing. That's the Zilla. Maybe make this larger. All right. Finish up the name here. Do a little bit of logo design. Either we can do a flush left. Oops. New brush. Switch brushes. Inking, sketching, Procreate pencil. Okay. Heading, footer right here. G. O. L. Looking really good. Thank you. Let's give it an outline. Goldzilla. That's his brand name. Goldzilla brand gold. Where did I have that stuff? All right. Not bad. Not It's not a renaissance here, but it's not bad. Okay. What am I? Yeah, there's the black one. Okay. Okay, I'll post this one. Wait. There's some cleanup I want to do. I'll post this on the server. That's not it. Nope, it's right on here. It's a challenge in having 2 layers of the same thing. The benefit and the challenge of having 2 layers of the same stuff. Yeah, nice. He's got a brand. This guy's got it all. Yeah. Goldzilla brand. See, his sales strategy for his gold is he has to steal it from the town and then make it look like it's in high demand. And then when people try to come buy it from him, they think, oh, it's exclusive. It's I don't know. From him, they think, oh, it's exclusive. It's I don't know. Or maybe he sends out a friend of his to go steal it, and he's really the owner, and that whole process is just to raise the value, to falsely raise the value of the gold itself. All righty, it's not bad. I'll post this one onto the plant server. Goldzilla. What year is this? Doesn't write. It's on black. 20. Oh yeah, I see. I want to do some sort of a font with this, or some sort of a do logo with this. Oh, I know. That'll be the tail. Oh, this thing messed me up right here. But then I would have to. But then I would have to kind of thicken up the rest of them if I wanted to do that. But maybe I'll do that. Yeah, this ain't bad. This ain't bad. Now this is branding. Terrorizing the town, stomping on buildings, and stealing the gold. Maybe the 0 is like kind of like an egg or something. I don't know. Dinosaur egg, Tamagotchi egg. because all of his baby Zillas. Okay. Man, I need to loot his stash gold. Yep, yep. Make that one a little higher. Oh, I know. There we go. Yes, fine quality brand gold. 2024. All right, I think I'll continue with that one later. That can definitely go somewhere, I think. Or maybe down here. Goldzilla 2024. All righty. Well, thanks for coming, and I'll be around probably later on the plants chat server. Like we got some good, and I'll be around probably later on the plants chat server. Like we got some good work done here today, and learn a little bit of CSS. And remember, yeah, external CSS, internal CSS, they both affect each other. They can both they can both work together, and sometimes they can override. One can override the other depending on the order that you place it. It's a very queue-based system, in order, in queue type of thing. Alrighty, I'll see you around. Thanks for coming by.